Well, hello, Disney Connections and fellow Disney freaks. It's Taco Tuesday time.
And we didn't have tacos once again.
No, you know what? I totally kind of forgot that it was Taco Tuesday. Not really. I knew it was Taco Tuesday. I didn't think about eating tacos. But what did I text you today that I wanted to have?
A taco salad.
I wanted taco salad. Yeah, I saw somebody posted on Facebook today, and I was like,
that did sound good, but I had already gone to the store to get the spaghetti squash so that we could have healthy spaghetti.
Right. And then we'll have some healthy taco salad later. Yeah. So, hey, we're pretty excited. I don't know if you've been following the show, but I will let you know right now we are going to be getting into some spoilers. So if you have not kept up, if you have not watched episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in just a little bit, we're going to be spoiling. But you can stay on for just a few more minutes because I do have some special guests that I want to introduce. We have coming back with us for, I believe, the third time, maybe the fourth time.
Fourth or fifth.
We've got Leslie through the looking glass. Welcome in, Leslie.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, we're so excited. You're there in your studio garage again. I love it. What is that? Is that a Nissan Rogue?
It is.
Ah, see?
That's weird.
That's pretty much what we rented in LA just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that was a nice car.
And it was that color.
It is nice.
I liked that car.
I liked it. It was a good little driver. We drove from LAX to our hotel, parked it. Then we drove from the hotel back to LAX. That's all we had a rental car for. It was a lot cheaper than an Uber.
It was.
Oh, all right. And we also tonight have another special guest. This is the first time. I haven't really got to know him yet. So we are going to get to know Lauren tonight from Castles, Capes, and Clones. Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me as well. I hope to be on like 2, 3, 4 times as well. So that would be wonderful. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys too. I watch your shows all the time and I love it.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we were checking out your channel this week, so we're pretty excited. I see that on your channel you actually do a little bit of kind of this thing right here as well.
Yep. We do. We talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier every Friday, uploaded Saturdays, or I think we're trying to do them live as well. So on Friday nights.
So you're doing the reaction video. Like as it's playing.
Yeah. No, not as it's playing.
Like right after.
We do it after.
Okay.
Because you can actually watch the show at like 2 or 3 in the morning, right? It comes on early.
Right. Yeah. I think my brother-in-law wakes up extra early on Fridays.
Who?
He watches it before he goes to work on Friday.
Yeah, I stay up until midnight.
Yeah.
Nice. I've thought about it, but
we might do that someday. Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, well, I just want to make sure and acknowledge the people that we do have in here. Courtney Temple's in the house, as well as Magical Pops, David Felton, Disney Dynamics. I think that's Chris over there. Chris, are you home or are you still on the road? Just wondering. Disney Connections is in there.
Yes.
That is very talented. Yeah. And then Mary. That would be the wife, the better half of Chris. Thank you so much for being in here tonight. Our daughter, Kinsey Kay, is in the house.
David said, what's the Falcon and Winter Soldier? Just kidding.
Oh, my goodness
Jamie's
gracious.
in the house.
Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Jamie had a little scare today, so I'm glad to see you in here, and we're hoping you're feeling better. So I think you're good to go. Let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction in the house as always. I'm sure you have lots of fun stuff to say tonight. Can't wait. Coach Vela, here we are. So we've got a full house tonight. Lots of people in here. Lots of people commenting. Hopefully lots of people bringing some knowledge because, man, I'm really wondering where this is going to go. So
I have to tell everyone what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you were watching the show. So our son had his best friend here for a week from up in Oregon. And did you all watch it? You were all down there.
We watched episodes 2, 3 and then 4 because we had to
Yes.
get him caught up.
Because the friend had not seen it all yet. And so we wanted to watch this new episode and had to get them all caught up. Well, I don't know, episode 2.5 to 3, I was out cold. Like I was asleep. And I'm not going to give anything away right now, but I opened my eyes to see something Wakanda. And then I fell back asleep. So I did not watch it until today. But I heard in my dream state them like laughing and oh my gosh and like all these noises, but I had no idea what was going on. But today when I watched it, I had the same reaction. I was like, oh, that's what you were yelling about.
Yeah.
This episode was action-packed start to finish, pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a little shocking.
A lot shocking.
Oh, yeah. That last image was wow.
Steve would not have let that happen.
That's going to be a poster. Did you notice how he like stopped and they just stopped the camera on him?
Yeah.
And it paused there for a while. That's going to be like an iconic poster scene, I think, that people are going to talk about for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So before we move on with the show, though, Lauren, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what your Marvel expertise is, or maybe going deeper into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I want to get to know you.
Yeah, well, we have the channel Castlescape and Clones, where we do a lot of different things. We talk about the news, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have like my own program on Castlescape and Clones where I do a lot of unboxing, a lot of hauls, a lot of that kind of stuff. And anyway, it's nice because I'm disabled, and so it allows me an opportunity to still do, be busy and feel useful during the course of the day.
Awesome.
Yeah. And anyway, I've been a Marvel fan forever. I remember when I was younger reading the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and all of that, Spider-Man. And so when the Marvel Cinematic Universe was born, it was just, I fell in love with it all over again. And I've been a Disney fan forever. I don't know how long I can say. I actually, somebody was asking me, and I said that I think that I became a cuckoo Disney fan probably around 2009. Like that's where when I went crazy with the Disney fandom. And,
I think I went crazy Disney fan in 1999 because that's when we got married, and I just married into crazy Disney, and so I just absorbed it. I mean,
he didn't know what he was getting himself into.
And
he said, "Where are we going to go for our honeymoon? Like Tahiti? Are we going to go to like the Caribbean?" I'm like, "No, we're going to Disney World." He was like,
"Let's go." Yeah, no, but I'm totally bought in, and
he's taking it well.
Now that we've kind of been doing this YouTube thing and the community that we're a part of, I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. So much fun to be here. So, Leslie, why don't you give me just like just a quick little, what did you think about episode 4?
That's how I felt.
Yeah, that's pretty much my reaction.
Way, I thought that this was the first episode. Like, I've been into the show since the first episode. Like, WandaVision got me hooked into these series, and I was in this one. And it's funny because my husband, who always claims that I fake my Marvel knowledge, was like, it's all right. It's all right. And when we got done with this episode, I looked at him and I was like, "What do you have to say now?" And he's like, "This was good. This was like, it was just, they tied more stuff in. We learned more about some of the stuff we weren't sure what exactly they were doing. They proved who we knew the bad guys were. They just proved it to us once again.
Right.
And the ending just left me speechless.
I mean, there were some WandaVision moments in this where it was just like,
I mean, we knew it was
What?
it was gonna turn bad, but that was dark.
yeah,
in
well,
my opinion.
and then I just caught it tonight, but I think it's the writer of John Wick has something to do with the last 2 episodes. And so if you if you watch John Wick, you would definitely see
That was a scene
kind
right
of
out
like-
of John Wick.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, John Wick moments in the last 2 episodes that, for sure, yeah. Oh my goodness! So, all right, Lauren. Well,
Let's start at the beginning of the episode.
I want to know, because we did episodes 1 through 3 last week. So let's kind of maybe stop. Don't think of episode 4. Tell me what you think of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, how it built up for the first half, episodes 1, 2, and 3.
I thought it was amazing from the the very beginning with that whole air battle over Libya or wherever it was. Just such an amazing thing. Each episode has had great action sequences. I think that the addition of John Walker, you always know that it's a great thing at the end of the first episode. I have read so many people who said, I've never wanted to punch somebody in the face so hard, and talking about John Walker.
Right?
And so, within that first episode that they created this guy who that you're going to hate. And they have not failed us so far. So
You want to like him, though.
yeah, you want to
Because
like
he's
him, but
carrying the shield.
No,
yeah.
I did not want to like him at all.
You didn't want to at all? I was like, man, he's carrying the shield. He's Captain America now. I'm trying to find something, knowing full and well in the back of my head, he was going to go bad. I mean,
Right.
The shield belongs to Sam.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, it was like I said, like last week or the week before, that they showed him when he first came out, and I was thinking, who is this? Who's this guy? This isn't real. Like, this isn't really who they're putting in there. And then I didn't like him. And then when they were in the Jeep, and he was like, I just want to be the best Captain America I can be. I'm like, okay, he had, his heart's in the right place. And then he kept talking. And then he kept, actions speak louder than words. And I was thinking, this is not right. This is
This episode 2, every time he came on screen, I was like, I don't think I can hate him anymore. Oh wait, yes I can.
You can.
definitely.
Oh
They did a good job though in the second episode, kind of like, okay, well maybe I can like him or whatever. But my problem is that I know him from the comic books, so I know that wasn't going to last.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which, and I'm trying to get that because I didn't grow up reading comics. I don't know why. I read the funny papers in the newspaper, but I didn't read comics. So
right.
I miss out on a lot of that canon stuff and some of the backstory. And then I have to go and educate myself a little bit. So yeah, we know this Cap is going to go bad, turn bad, the Dark Captain America,
They'll need someone to fight him.
Yeah, and I have some theories, but we'll get to there later on when we hit episode 4. Yeah, Coach Bayless said Cap had some big shoes to fill, and cracked under pressure.
This guy.
This guy did for sure. I look at that. I can put it on screen.
Yeah, why don't you?
There we go.
Fancy
See, Cap had some big shoes to fill. Cracked under pressure. Look at that. Okay. Say something cool in the comments, and if I remember, I'll put it on screen. Oh, so at what moment? What was the moment in the first 3 episodes that was like most shocking to you?
Oh, let's see. Maybe when Zemo started dancing. I think.
I think that's good memes.
Yeah.
I know. Honestly, the thing that kind of got me the most, like, wow, was when Io came in from Wakanda at the end of the third episode. That one was like, okay, now we're going into movie level. Like, now we're incorporating a lot more of the movie world. And anytime that they bring in Wakanda, I love it.
Yeah, I totally agree. In episode 4, it was episode 4 where Captain America says, "You have no jurisdiction here."
Oh yeah.
And she says, "Actually, wherever we're at is our jurisdiction."
Yes.
And I think that's a pretty powerful statement, because Wakanda has a lot more to do with the world than I think the world knows.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite lines. I was
yeah.
I felt like there was that, and then they followed it up immediately with Winter Soldier saying, "Yeah, you'd rather fight super soldiers."
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, we're getting kind of right into this 4th episode, and a lot of things. I mean, this is obviously the second half of the season, right? I mean, the first half was kind of character development, story development, and now, I mean, we're in it. We're in the thick of things.
2 left.
We have 2 episodes left to go.
2 left.
I know.
But he fights them. And you can see in the last couple episodes, and really in this one, obviously, he's having this inner struggle as to, can he be the Captain America?
I think the inner struggle has surpassed the "can I be the Captain America?" And now it's how can I get the power? And I don't even think it was a question for him. I know he had that conversation with who was the guy? His sidekick.
Yeah, Battlestar.
Battlestar. He had that conversation like, would you do this if you could? I don't even think it was a conversation or a point where he was thinking, should I? At that point, he was like, I'm going to do this. And
he was looking for validation.
Yeah.
Right.
The minute he picked it up, you knew there was no going.
Oh, for sure. But if you notice the scenes that were, right next to each other there, the scene just before that is Zemo, who's supposedly the bad guy, right? I mean, he's supposedly the villain that, activated the Winter Soldier in Civil War, right? And Zemo's asking Sam the exact same questions.
Yeah.
And Sam doesn't hesitate. Sam says, no, wouldn't even be a question.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that right there is the scene that says Sam is Captain America. I think, because even Steve, when Steve Rogers becomes a super soldier, he's not doing it because of wanting power. He's wanting it because out of a servant's heart. He wants to serve. He wants to be, he's humble and he just wants to be a part of the military and serve his country. And so if that's going to be his path to serve his country, then that's what he's doing. He's not doing it because he wants to be big and powerful. I don't even think he understood that it was big and powerful, because right after he becomes, the Captain America, he's running through the streets, and I mean, he's like realizing that he's got all this stuff. He didn't have a clue what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, nobody did. They didn't know what was going to happen. But now that we know how it works, we know that it takes the qualities that you already have, your character that it's already in you, and amplifies it. So we know that this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
And he manipulated to some degree as well. Like, because you saw that in the case of the original, Winter Soldier, they essentially were brainwashed and have no control over.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. I want to go back up to a comment that I read here, and I'm gonna need some clarification. You're gonna need to elaborate You say, Coach Bela, funny how they reference some current events at the ending. Never saw that coming.
We probably just saw it and it went right. We didn't put in there what they were referencing. So
yeah, let's go ahead and I would love to bring that up.
Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction.
Which one?
The very one, the bottom one.
Right here.
Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah. They did not hit all the words that activate Bucky and Winter Soldier. So you mean in Wakanda when they were deprogramming him, they didn't deprogram all of the words? Is that what we're thinking?
So they didn't deprogram him in Wakanda?
They did, but they didn't hit all of the words. They're saying.
Maybe somebody could still trigger.
Yeah, I don't know what all the words were, but there were I think she only said like 6 or 7 words.
We also
maybe we missed like part of the sequence.
Could have.
Yeah, maybe
the whole thing.
Okay.
But can I give a shout out to Sebastian Stan's performance in that scene?
Right?
It was fantastic. Now, if that isn't Emmy winning, I don't know what isn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's been powerful. I mean, I'm pretty impressed at how they've kind of made it cinematic movie-like, but TV show episodes. Yeah.
Well, we talked about that last week. It feels like you're watching a movie. So when it ends in 30 or 40 minutes, you're like, wait a minute, it can't be over yet. Like you're waiting for that 2-hour, movie length, and it doesn't happen. And I guess that's what keeps us coming back.
Well, because a lot of people will binge watch it, and so then they're going to have a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. So the word rusted, did they use?
Yes, they did.
They did. Okay. So those were so it was longing, rusted, furnace, daybreak, 17, benign, 9, homecoming, 1, and freight car.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I think those were all in there. Maybe. I hope I didn't just activate someone.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yes. What
about the girl? I have a horrible time with names, so I know who the characters are. I just can't remember any of their names.
I'm the same way.
The Wakandan?
No, the leader of
Carly Morgenthau.
Carly.
Yeah.
Right.
What's going to happen to her? Is she going to go all the way bad, or is she going to be redeemed?
I think they're going to redeem her. I want them to redeem her. I see the glimmer. I see it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's funny because she's the villain, and yet I want to like her. And John Walker is the hero, but I don't want to like him.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I'll just throw this out here and let's see if it sticks. But I'm thinking Age of Ultron moment. Scarlet Witch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's bad, but is realizing good, and ultimately, well,
you don't know ultimately.
Who knows ultimately what she turned? I mean, she was good for a while, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say that she was good for a while, and I guess we'll have to wait for Doctor Strange and
it's like
other movies.
Maleficent.
Yeah, we gotta.
She's not really the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelly said she thinks that she'll be redeemed.
I hope so. I like her.
Either they're screwing with us. Let's be real, you can't trust the writers at all. So they can be giving us that glimmer of hope, and then they're just going to stomp on it down the road. But like when her and Sam had their conversation, like you could really see her bringing those doubts. Like he was communicating with her, not trying to just tell her you're wrong, but I'm like, okay, but how is this different? Really, all of a sudden be like, well, no, you're tricking me. And he's like, am I though? Like, and I think you could just see those gears turning, and questioning it. Like you can see her moral dilemma as she goes.
and her immaturity, because she is still a kid, and so she's like, wait, that's not what I meant, and she tries to kind of explain that away like a kid, like a teenager, so it might seem like she is the leader and she knows what she's doing and she's doing this for a reason and she knows the reason behind it and she's 100% in, but she still has insecurities and she's still unsure of if she should be doing it or not, even though she's made some really bad decisions like blowing up a place with people in it.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that and this might have been where you were going, Coach, is that there's a lot of social issues going on in this movie. And, I mean, I hate to like bring it to a downer, but just for a moment, I mean, we saw that there was some rioting and stuff going on in Minnesota today and yesterday. And, I think that people sometimes feel like violence is the only way to actually get the message heard. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get a message out there, but to actually get it heard and get some sort of resolution sometimes takes violence. And I think that that's what Carly feels, is that nobody's listening, which
she says this is the only language they understand.
100%.
That's a good analogy. I didn't think about it that way, but
well, and I was thinking that he was referring to is at the end of the episode, it was so similar with like this act of violence in the street that everybody, I mean, I immediately thought to everything that happened last summer, and because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And everyone else just standing there with their phones out. I mean,
right, not being a solution, but being a
I don't even know.
I wouldn't even, I don't know what you would call it.
A bystander.
A megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, in the chat, Kelly said she agrees that he was getting through to her before fake Captain America ruined it.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, we haven't even talked about the GRC. Are they the bad guy? Are they? I mean, are they Hydra in disguise? Maybe, I don't know.
That was what I asked. I was like, wait, is she Hydra, and we just don't know this yet?
Right. That is a good question. That really is a good question.
Hydra has to be hidden in there. It's hidden in everything.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think last week we posed the question, or I posed the question, whether or not Zemo is behind any of this. But I really feel that episode 4 is showing a redemption for Zemo. I don't know. He's out for one thing. Get rid of the serum. Get rid of the super soldier. He's posing those questions as to why the super soldier program is bad and trying to make it pure. It doesn't feel like he wants it gone for his own benefit. So,
and although he's the bad guy in this, was what his concern was and what his goal was initially really making him the bad guy. Yes, some of it was revenge because something was taken from him, but in theory, with anybody who has so much more power than everybody else, if that does fall in the wrong hands, like the super soldiers, what happens to the rest of the world? So him trying to undermine the Avengers, although it made him the bad guy for the basis of the movie, was that really that bad of a concept? Was he really that bad of a guy to begin with? That's kind of how I feel like this is showing, like, maybe there's another way, and he's just trying to navigate the ultimate power moves away from like one group of people.
That's the thing about Marvel villains, is that they manage to give them two sides, just like Thanos. Thanos is like, I'm going to get rid of half of the universe because then resources will be there for people. And we're seeing the effects of that in this show, where the Flag Smashers want to go back to the time of the blip. And I think that's really a kind of cool, we're seeing kind of Carly and her, being on two sides of the issue, and Zemo as well. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the beauty of the writing of all of these shows and movies, because very few times when all is said and done do you like, I mean, you still don't like the bad guys, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's hard for me to hate the entirety of this concept because it makes sense too. So,
right. Yeah, they just give you a little bit to hang on to so that you understand why they've done what they've done. And so not that it makes it right,
Okay.
but you're like, oh, I kind of understand why they did that. Maybe they could have done this a different way and not killed half the people on the planet.
Thanos met his maker. I wasn't sad to see him go, but when
but
he was,
I think if Carly meets her demise in this season, and doesn't come over to the Avengers side, I'm gonna be a little upset. Like I really
because
feel.
Look at Wanda.
Right.
I mean, she didn't do some great stuff, and then they brought her over. Courtney said that Killmonger is a great example of that. Like, there's still the chance you can redeem somebody. Like that doesn't go away. They're still good in them. What's that from?
Well, it's from Star Wars.
Oh yeah, from Star Wars.
I mean, it's
still,
Darth Vader is there, and I mean at the end, it's. I was thinking about this. I mean, I've thought about it in the past, but you know how Anakin is supposed to be the chosen one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ultimately, he becomes the chosen one that saves Luke, that then is able to pass it on to Rey and all of that. If he was a chosen one, it just took him a while to get there. He always had that good in him. There was always that battle inside. So
for such a time as this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that, you can't have a villain that's all bad.
And hopefully we're going to find out what's good about Loki in his show.
Right.
That's coming out. I'm excited about that one.
Me too. I can't wait.
Kelly's Crazy Disney Addiction says, I also think that she's kind of adorable. She is adorable. It's hard to not like her. With those freckles and
she seems so young, yet she seemed a lot older in Solo.
Right, yeah. See, at some point there's going to be a Marvel Star Wars crossover.
Hey, bring on the Falcon. I'll watch it.
And I think the other thing too that makes me in this episode so much that I saw Sam as being the rightful Cap is when he was talking to her, when he was like, I don't think she's all bad. Like, I think there's hope for her. Everybody like, no, we need to end this now. And he's like, why? Why does it have to end that way? And I think that he's not looking to just end it. He's looking to be the better person, make it a better place. Find to be the solution, not add to the problem.
And because he believes it too. So, yeah.
Well, I think that we're starting to see Sam develop into it because obviously, when Cap gives him the shield at the end of Endgame, he's like, no, this can't. No, it's not mine. And Cap is like, no, it's always been yours. And so then we open up this season and he's letting go of it. He wasn't giving it away. He was letting go of it, letting go of Steve, letting go of Captain America, and still very unsure. I mean, here he is. I don't even know where, really who he's fighting for. I mean, he's not going back to the Avengers campus. When him and Bucky leave, they're leaving out of just some hangar somewhere. So I don't think he knows really, or he didn't know who he was. And they're really building that character in for him.
Yeah. I don't know that he knows. I feel like part of the reason he didn't take the shield, he was being selfish. Like, I feel like he was being selfish. Like, that was part of his grieving process to kind of shove it away and be like, I'm not taking this. Not all of it, the reason why he did that, but I kind of feel like he's just
Yeah,
I
possibly.
don't know that it's totally because he's so humble that he doesn't want to take it on.
I think, and I took it a little bit differently. And again, this goes back to, I feel like, how they've introduced so much of the social issues and some of the stuff they showed early on in this season, like episode, it was either 1 or 2, where they stopped him and Bucky in the road, and they like got up on him until they realized who he was and everything. And I think he did not feel that we were ready for him, like not us, but
Right.
was ready for him to be captain.
And clearly they weren't, because why would they take it and put it in a museum and then hand it to this weird guy? Like,
I know.
you know, they clearly weren't ready for him, even though he was the rightful person for the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another part. This came to mind about her, about how, you know, we think she's so cute and she's young and she's, you know, seems so like she's dealing with all of this
inner conflict.
And then she goes and threatens the kids. And you're like, what? Come on. It's like she flips a switch.
Well,
she's uncertain, and then she crosses a line, and then she's uncertain, and then she crosses another line.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, that was a bad move on her part. But almost immediately when she meets up with Sam, she says, "No, I was never that was not going to happen."
Villains say that. Oh, I'd never hurt them, and then they get hurt.
That's true.
I also feel like her explaining herself right away and saying, I needed to know that you knew I was serious. I needed to know you were serious. Like, I feel like it was not the right thing to do by any means, but I feel like she was working with all she had to know that he wasn't lying to her.
Why did she attack him in that moment? Like, right after that conversation, they jump off the balcony and she like attacks him.
Because
trying to sub Captain America.
Yeah.
So,
Captain just come in.
She thinks that like she keeps getting set up.
Right.
Okay. That confused me, that part. I'm like, they were just having a conversation and I didn't realize he was there in the same building. I read that comment too. You want to put it up there?
I'm gonna put this up there just because I'm wondering where this is going. So I would love to hear y'all in the comments.
That's a crazy thought there.
Coach,
Kelly's crazy Disney.
I'm going to come back to Coach Vela's comment here in a minute. I just have a question for you, Coach. Are you talking about when Zemo dips out? Just let me know. So, yeah.
I can see this happening. I hope for that.
Last week, John, didn't he say that he thought that the current Captain America, the one we all hate, I can't remember his little sidekick name.
Battlestar, but
God didn't say he thought it was going to be the next Falcon.
And that's not going to happen. So
right.
Maybe it is.
Yeah,
her.
we talked about that.
Yeah, so that could be.
Look forward to.
Yeah. Okay, so Coach Vela, you did confirm. So I don't know where we were here. I kind of lost track. Just my ADD probably. But how about the Zemo thing? So, you know, when they're having the fight in that apartment, and Bucky and Sam are kind of just sitting over there and they're laughing about it, kind of, and then all of a sudden you just see Zemo dip out of the room.
Close the door. Go down the sewer.
Down the sewer.
Where's he going?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He has nowhere to go. He's got to know something. He's got to, I mean.
He has places to go. Look how quick he found places for the three of them to go this whole time.
True.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
My,
I mean, he obviously has mad connects, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to go somewhere.
One of my other favorite lines was that when he's like, looking good, John.
Yeah.
Like, should we help him? You need to stop this. Looking good, John. I laughed out loud.
I mean, they let him beat him up until the right before the spears go into his head and they stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were they going to kill them?
What?
Was Wakanda? Were they going to kill Captain America and the sidekick? Like, I feel like they were going for the
jugular
there. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
No. I'm waiting.
No, I was just going to say that I don't think that they were going to kill them. I think they were trying to send a clear message to them. But I don't think, I think they would have beaten them down for sure. But, they could have easily killed Bucky as well. But
Yeah.
she chose a more peaceful method of making his arm fall off.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, in the moment the shield got stuck down with the spear and he's grabbing at it, I was like, I hope you realize that you're not going to win this fight. Like,
Right.
get out of here.
I'm surprised they gave it back to him because technically that's their shield.
Right.
I mean, they made it, right? So I'm surprised they gave him the shield back.
I said I would have said, hold him, let me kick him too. For sure.
Zoel's World's in the house.
Welcome. Hello. And then I did see
the villain's princess.
Vicky's Tigger Tails.
Vicky's Tigger Tails.
Oh, and Slinurke Hoppe. Hey, Slinurke. Yeah. Woo. I have a last thought, but I don't want to get to the last thought yet because I don't think we've dealt with this whole thing. But
what else do we need to deal with?
I don't know. What else is there that we need to deal with? Anybody?
So I also have a question for you guys. Do we have any further, especially you, Lauren, because you weren't in our conversation last time.
Okay.
Do we have any more of an idea of, again, I'm like Mel, where I'm not great with names, the agent who helped them get out of whatever, what's her face, the blonde girl?
Sharon Carter?
Sharon.
What do we think her bigger, like there has to
I know.
She has to be doing something more well, bigger, right? Has to.
I couldn't catch that last part that you just said.
There's something that she's involved in.
There's more to her story.
I mean,
yeah. I think she's got to be some kind of double agent or something, doing something. I refuse to believe that she's evil. I don't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. I think she's doing something behind the scenes, trying to get intel on something, and they're coming in and gumming up the works for her, with killing Dr. Nagel and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, Zoel's World right there says, I think that she's the power broker. And that's what they want you to think. But if we learn anything from WandaVision and all of the talk that's going out and all of the speculation, and it was almost like the writers said, okay, we're going to watch this. Hey, what are they saying? All right, here we go. We're going the other way.
Well, didn't Trace, our son, said something about how he read that's exactly what they were doing.
Right.
That the writers were watching the commentary of the fans and then flipping it on them. So if the majority of the people thought one thing, they were flipping the script for the next episode to just,
So, I mean, everything points to her being the power broker. I mean, she shows up unannounced, uninvited. And how did she even know anything was going on? First of all, therefore, she's way connected. She helped them to get to the doctor, Nigel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that they knew that Zemo was going to kill him.
No, I don't think so.
But
I think that was it because she gets in the car and says we have a problem.
Yeah.
So speaking of that this episode, when they mentioned that to him and he was like, well, did I kill him? Or like made some comment. So then it makes me wonder that maybe he's not really dead. Maybe this was like some setup on his part that not everybody was privy to. That's
interesting. I don't think I believe that, only because Zemo has been pretty, consistent in that he wants anything connected with the serum gone.
What if he's being controlled?
Oh,
Or what if he wants to use that guy because, like the guy said, he was able to like isolate things. What if he wants to use him to his benefit later on how to like get rid of it altogether or to do something else with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were writing it and not getting paid. Exactly.
Totally.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, this all started at the end of Lost, and
Yeah.
and so now writers are just
Don't
like,
get me started on Lost.
they don't want to mess up again, so they're just gonna listen to what the what the fans are talking about. Okay? So Kelly thinks that Sharon is Hydra.
No.
I think it's too easy. I think it would be too easy. Like you were talking about, everybody, they want you to believe she's a power broker. I just feel like it's too easy. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm holding on to hope that she is still an agent of something.
Right. Well,
But
I guess my deal is she's a Carter.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. I think that the power broker, if it's not her, is going to be some character that we already know that's going to come in at the end, like either the second to the last or last episode, and we're going to be like, oh, it's going to be like a
Probably
big
Fury.
reveal.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
You never know.
There's literally so many shows going on right now that I don't know who's in what show. What were we watching? Because we were watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
So we're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then we watched an episode of
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. And I'm thinking, well, I don't understand. I'm like, where is...
It's hard to keep them all together.
What's his name? Cogsworth? Not Cogsworth. What's his name?
Feel the bee smell.
Coulson.
Coulson.
Oh yeah. Never mind, not Cogsworth. But Coulson, I'm like, well, isn't Coulson gonna come and do A, B, or C? And he goes, that's not the same show. We're in a different show. Okay, I give up.
No way.
What do you mean? Like he's the power broker? Because he's in an ultimate...
I just got chills there for a second. That was crazy. Could the power broker be the old Cap?
Oh my God.
Someone said he's going to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know as what or how. But like I've said
crazy.
before, we've got so many multiverses going on. He could be anywhere.
Yeah. All right, so here it is. I want to pose this and then we can hash this out. So, Lauren, you know the comics. You know Sam gets the shield. He becomes Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
How does he get it?
Well, there is a point where Steve Rogers becomes older, which is what we're seeing right now, and he can't have the shield anymore, so he gives it to Falcon. And fun fact is that, because we were talking about Carly maybe being the new Falcon, Torres, who is the guy in episodes 1 and 2 where he's the new Falcon in the comics.
Okay.
So but yeah, it was just handed down to Falcon, and Falcon had kind of the same issues. Actually, during the course of his series, it was kind of like, what is it like to have a black man, be Captain America? And I think that's a little bit what they're going through here. That's why they introduced Isaiah Bradley to him, to see that, show that there was another black Captain America. And, unfortunately, his story was not a good one. But,
right,
just hopefully having Sam realize that there is a legacy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, And I think that what we found through the story of Isaiah is that he wasn't bad. He was not John Walker,
No.
and yet he was not put up on the pedestal like the white Captain America's.
Yeah.
And so he's bitter about it. He's angry about it. He's a super soldier, even in old age, yet he's not out terrorizing and destroying the world. So he must be good enough to handle whatever it is that he's got.
Right.
Well, and we also know that it's probably not going to follow the comics, right? Completely, because then why are we calling Bucky the White Wolf? Like, that doesn't make sense to be calling him the White Wolf, because he did not come about like the White Wolf in the comic books came about. Like, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, different storyline. Well, even the comics changed. So the comics over time, depending on who the writers were. Yeah.
But I was reading something about how the first time they called him the White Wolf, the kids were kind of making fun of him, calling him the White Wolf. So maybe the White Wolf had previously existed, and they were seeing him with some of the same characteristics and calling him that as an allusion to the original White Wolf. So he won't maybe necessarily follow the path that the White Wolf followed in the comic books. He'll become a new person taking on that nickname. I mean, that's just kind of
that's interesting.
I thought about.
It's interesting. Love to know what y'all think about that.
Yeah.
Coach Vela said that the kid from actual Iron Man's funeral, that the
he's
kid,
got to be someone, right?
Yeah, he's got to come back into this
Who
universe.
Is that kid?
The one that he helped out and
in the barn,
helped him out.
He's got to become somebody. That there's got to be some inspiration there, that he's been inspired to be something, and maybe he'll come back.
So that was kind of the comic book version. So how do you think? Because I feel like he's gonna get the shield. He's gonna become Captain America. That's got to be the ending of this season. Like, we've got 2 episodes to go in order for him to retake the shield. How does he get it?
That's going to be the journey.
Yeah. Is he going to have to take out bad Captain America, or is there redemption for bad Captain America? Like, at this point, I'm not sure that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that bad Captain America is going to, because of all of the filming that was done, that's his downfall right there. I mean, I don't think there's any redemption, and they're gonna take it away from him. And in the comics, he becomes a character called U.S. Agent, and
right?
Yeah, so he's not given Captain America's mantle, but he's still kind of a anti-hero of sorts.
Oh, okay. I might have to do some more research on that.
And this is a good lesson. This is actually a good lesson for today's not only teenagers but young adults, that with those phones out there, those cell phones recording everything you're doing, you make one mistake and that can be your downfall. I mean, this was a pretty serious mistake that he made. But I tell my students all the time, I'm like, I'm glad they didn't have cell phones and recording devices when we were in middle school.
Right.
Now
the stuff that I'm so glad did not exist when we were young and in high school, college.
I don't know what y'all are talking about, because nothing that I did when I was younger would have been, bad. I mean,
well, you are much better than the rest of us.
All right, so Kelly, I'm going to save your comment for the end. That's going to be the last comment we're going to tackle. Okay. So Leslie, what do you think? How is Sam going to get the shield?
I feel like there's going to be some sort of terrible end fight with everybody. I think Captain America is still going to be hunting for her, trying to get Carly and payback for what happened to his buddy. I think Falcon and Bucky are going to stop that. I think there's going to be redemption for Carly, and I think that it's going to come to the point where they basically strip him of the shield. Like, they physically take it away from him, and that is how he gets it back. At least that's how I really want it to happen. So, like, I want him to have that, like, humiliation. I cannot talk.
Yeah.
Of taking it away and being like, no.
Which is going to be even more difficult now because he's a super soldier.
Well, that's why. Right. That's why I think it has to be with like Bucky and Carly and a couple other super soldiers so they can outpower him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, Bucky is a super soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bucky has redemption yet to come. Like, he's got his list.
Yes.
I'm just going to leave it right there.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Bucky's going to have a big part in getting that back. I think it's going to be like a centered on him to get it back, to re-give it to Sam. Because, you know, Steve does not take the shield. Steve is given the shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see Sam defeating Cap, the new Cap, John Walker. I don't see him defeating him and taking it from him, you know, like Mando does to, what's his name there? Anyway, you know, I think it's going to be given to him. And I think the only person that can give it to him is Bucky, because Bucky was there with Steve in the beginning.
One thing we didn't talk about that I asked you about while we were watching was that Falcon says, you know, I worked with soldiers. I know how to, I would, you know, I provided therapy or whatever, and I know how to get through to them, but he can't do that with Bucky. Like, Bucky has those same issues of being a soldier and in battle and has this baggage, and he doesn't know how to communicate with him.
Yeah. Although I do think it's different just because Bucky didn't have control over what he was doing. So like his and issues with it are very different. Like other soldiers, they did what they had to do to beat the bad guys, to keep their people alive. Like there was a very, for the most part, like some sort of moral compass, whether or not it left them with the emotional baggage or not. But Bucky had no control over what he was doing. He was being used as a pawn, essentially.
True. I guess I'm just stuck on that conversation with the therapist when he was like, if he was wrong about you're going to be wrong about me.
Oh,
like,
right.
I'm stuck there. Like that should have hit him. That should have hit.
Well, I mean, I think that's why, I mean, that's got to be his redemption. I mean, he's got to know that Steve was not wrong about him in order to move on and be the White Wolf or be
unless
Bucky,
he becomes the true White Wolf, then he's not going to get that redemption.
Was the White Wolf bad?
Mm-hmm.
Lauren, are you
frozen? Sorry. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. I'm not as familiar. I'm not as familiar with White Wolf in the comics, but I know that he was.
He was bad, and in the end, the Black Panther exiled him and said, "You're done. We're done with you. We're done with my family is done with you. You are finished." And he was gone. Wow. He had to leave, and so
look at the big brain on Melanie.
I know, impressive.
But so we don't want that to happen to Bucky. I don't want that to happen to Bucky.
True.
So I'm hoping he's just that's a nickname they've given him, kind of messing with him. I know it doesn't seem like
you've given me a whole new set of worries now. Thanks.
Sorry.
Now I'm so sorry that he ends up being terrible.
How do you root for Bucky knowing that there's a possibility he's bad?
But see, the reason he becomes bad, the White Wolf becomes bad, is because he wants to control Wakanda. Like he wants to, and Bucky doesn't want that. So that's
why I think it's not gonna. I think they just called him White Wolf because it was a name from the comics that you know is obscure and they can utilize it. Sounds cool.
It does.
Yeah.
But the White Wolf also was very passionate about protecting Wakanda. So they were, I think those kids that were calling him that were seeing some of those characteristics that possibly the original White Wolf had, and calling him that, not knowing maybe the kids didn't know the full story, you know, why they called him that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he doesn't become bad, because
I don't think that he will. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
Just like Sharon Carter is not evil.
Yeah, right.
We're holding on. We're holding on to those. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
we
Leslie,
don't
I know you need to probably get to bed.
Yeah.
So I do want to wrap it up, and I think I want to go back up here to Kelly's comment, because we've got 2 episodes left and we've got shows to happen afterwards. So what's going to be the hanger to lead us to the next series or to a movie?
Season.
What
Wait, is this the only season of the show?
Well, I haven't got confirmation on that yet.
Yeah.
So,
Are you talking to the writers?
well, I'm reading a lot.
Okay.
So apparently not as much as you, Miss White Wolf. But
I'm a teacher. I got to do my research.
you know, we don't know. I mean, where's it going? What's going to be the?
Are we looking at a second season? Are we looking at a movie? What are we looking at?
I mean, like, you know, the end of WandaVision, you know, kind of leads us into Doctor Strange. We know she's become the Scarlet Witch. We know her kids are still out there, and that's possibly what she's doing, is looking for a way, you know. So it's leading us somewhere.
I don't know how they could possibly close this show up in 2 episodes.
I didn't know how they were going to do WandaVision in 1. So
I think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think WandaVision was a one and done, but I think there's a lot of potential for them to have a second season for this series, and which I'm hoping, because they're 2 great characters to develop.
Right?
And I mean, there's a lot of them. If they can bring them all back, I mean, it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think that maybe we talked about this back even during WandaVision and how these shows were setting us up for things. Did it not come up that maybe this was setting us up for the second Black Panther movie?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We did talk about that.
Yes.
And the beauty of how they are doing this is, very well could this set us up for that movie and take that over, but still leave the possibility to have a second season still follows.
Yeah.
For sure.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I mean, they could make a White Wolf movie now that we're. I mean, they that.
Because if they're using this, there's so much Wakanda connection. Like, I would be surprised if there's not something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and just the kind of the dark path that they've gone, they've opened it up for, you know, some darker anti-heroes, I guess you could call them, kind of like Venom, or I mean, Venom was not good, but was good.
Yeah, anti-hero.
I hope there's another season, because I don't like 3, 4, 5 episode seasons of shows. That should be a mini series.
Yeah.
Then tell me it's going to be a mini series. It's only going to be 6 long.
Well, I mean, you know, Netflix, you know, specials, 6 to 10 episodes. So does Bucky end up back in Wakanda? That's a good question.
I think he will.
I mean, I think he's there, but if we're gonna have a second season, he's got to come back somehow.
What did Zoel's World say?
Zoel's World, they could end up with Sam finally accepting the shield and John Walker disappearing into the wind. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that he's going to disappear into the wind. And I'm not quite positive. I don't think they're going to kill him off. I think Lauren kind of touched on that, where, you know, he's going to be another one of those anti-heroes, right? I mean, you know, everybody goes through the stages of conflict within themselves, and this is definitely a stage he's going through. Which side does he come out on? Right?
Yep.
Kelly said he's like Deadpool.
Right. Oh yeah, Deadpool's another one. Anti-hero.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Should we wrap it up?
yeah. Well, I don't know that. Did we get the hanger? Did we cover that?
Yes, we all
Okay.
talked about it.
All right.
Leslie has to go to bed.
Leslie has to go to bed.
And we're getting it's been an hour, so
Awesome. All right. Well,
Rob would stay on here all night.
well, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. Last week was like really huge for me because I was so confused in the first 3 episodes. There was so much information thrown at me and I needed to get some clarification. I think I'm on top of it now, but there's still a lot of questions out there that we need answered in 2 episodes.
Mhm.
And 2 episodes mean we're going to be here 2 more weeks. So we're going to be watching it. Make sure all of your friends and family are watching and staying up on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we'll be right back here next week, 9:30.
Yeah.
So, hey, I want to thank you, Lauren, and you, Leslie, for coming on. This has been amazing. Getting to know you, Lauren. It's great. I can't wait. You're going to be on here again. So
yeah, definitely.
Mark your calendar for next week at 9:30.
Well, you
Oh,
gotta
next week, though, I won't be able to be on because I will be at Touch of Disney.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
I know. I saw your video. I saw a couple kiddos' videos, and I can't wait to go.
That's
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So-
Awesome. Oh, I thought you were saying something, Leslie.
Oh, I just said that's so exciting.
Oh,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah. So
Well-
what's coming up? Take a minute and tell us what's coming up real quick on your channel.
Yeah. So,
On my channel,
yeah. What do you got? What do you got coming up here in the next week or so?
let's see. I'm doing a collaboration with a couple channels on the Great Movie Ride. So that's coming up. You know, we'll be doing our regular news stuff, the Falcon, the Winter Soldier. I've got like a lot of unboxing videos that are coming up, playing some tag, that kind of thing. So just having fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
We love tag.
Yeah. Leslie, what about you? Anything exciting coming up?
This weekend I have a unboxing from Aura, which is the Bryrock 7.5.
Yeah.
Things. He and his husband started a whole Etsy shop and subscription box company based around like natural products and wellness and stuff. So
Wow.
I have that unboxing on Saturday. So that's super exciting. I'm waiting on Mickey Loop box. I'm waiting on a Bibbidi box. And once I get those in, I'm going to be doing a big video going over best bang for your buck and whose companies were the best to deal with and kind of like a compare and contrast all in one place for people to see if they're trying to debate between boxes.
Awesome. Yeah, we did that a while back ago. We were supposed to do that with a bunch of others, but
Yeah, we did.
kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Those are great videos.
Yeah.
I love seeing those. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And I would love to be back for the 6th episode. So
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Please
we
come.
got to do a finale.
Yeah. Finale.
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have you back in 2 weeks then, and you'll have to tell us all about A Touch of Disney as
Yeah,
well.
I definitely will.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back here next Tuesday at 9:30 to hash out and review episode 5 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. We'll be here on Saturday morning. I think we're going to be back in studio this week talking about some Disney news. There's a lot of it coming up and pretty exciting stuff. And then we also have coming up probably next week, we have the Josh versus Amanda or Amanda versus Josh box.
The Bibbidi box.
Yes.
Yeah, so Josh curated a box for Rob and Amanda did one for me, and we're going to have the viewers vote on who did the best job.
Which is also going to accompany a huge giveaway.
It is.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Oh, and then don't forget, we've got a premiere video coming up tomorrow that you're not going to want to miss. Tomorrow night, 7 Central. That would be 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 Eastern time. You're going to want to watch this Bibbidi unboxing. I'm going to leave it there. We're premiering, so we'll be chatting live.
Yeah.
So
It'll be fun.
awesome.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much to Leslie and Lauren for being here tonight. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody that's watching the replay. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button. Go check out Leslie's channel and Lauren's channel as well. Hopefully I'll get those links and throw those in the description after we're done here.
Yeah.
So appreciate you being here. Oh, hold on. I always forget that part. Appreciate you being here on Disney Connections, where we're going to talk about all things Disney.
Bye.